Hello and welcome to The Witch Source, your source for magical empowerment. I am Whitney.
I am Pam.
And today we are talking about the throat chakra and your magic there. And if you guys hear our notes, we do take a lot of notes and we use our notebooks when we're talking and discussing to keep our brains organized.
Well, and we don't leave anything out that's important.
Right.
And I'm not saying that we have all the information you will ever need, but we try to come as close to it as you can get.
Yeah. And we try to make sure we're focusing on the magical aspect as well and how it is empowering to you.
So, the throat. Okay. Throat chakra.
Yes.
Like right now, I'm experiencing throat chakra problems because of communication. Anyway, the throat chakra has to do with communication.
Yes.
And when you are off balance or you're overactive, we'll say off balance and overactive because I kind of almost feel like they could be the same. But overactive is when you are really hardcore gossiping or you're angry and you can't think of the right thing to say. You're so angry.
Mm-hmm.
You are very non-well communication.
I think overactive can be like if you constantly feel the need to interrupt people or talk over people to get your point across. You feel like you have to speak over people. You have to be heard. You know, I'm going to say what I have to say. That is signs of an overactive.
I would agree. And also, very opinionated, loud, boisterous.
Outspoken.
My way, you're wrong. No. And it's like, whoa. So if someone is aggressive and boisterous and loud, you can see, okay, they have an issue.
Right, overactive.
Don't take it personal.
Right.
It's them.
Right.
Something they need to deal with. And I mean,
And
we all have our moments. It could be not an everyday thing.
Oh, true.
I mean, you could have it's happened to me. I'll have a good week, and then someone will set me off or something, and it's like, ooh, where did that come from?
Right.
And it could be the throat chakra.
Right.
So,
well, and then you sometimes run into people that don't listen. They don't want to listen to anything anybody has to say. It's all about what they have to say, and that's also, I think, overactive.
Well, and the sense and what's funny is the throat chakra, the sense is hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're speaking and you're not listening, or the person's not listening, your throat chakra is just
off.
So hearing with the throat is quite amazing, I think.
Yeah. Well, and it makes sense because you want to be able to, communication is all about receiving and also, participating and sharing. But there has to be that balance.
Right. And then, again, you've got to be confidently expression-wise and then clear communication. Because I think, for example, I had rather talk to a person on the phone than text message them. Because text messages can be communication that is misinterpreted by the reader. The sender sends, you should really wear the red dress tonight because I like it better than any. And the receiver says, you really should wear the red dress tonight because I like it better than any of the other ones you got. That's what they read. Well, you don't like my other dresses? Well, I'm not going to wear the red one. If they're already in that
mode. Right. They're going to receive it how they want to receive it.
So that's why I don't like text messaging at all.
That's so funny because I'm all about texting. I would rather text than talk on the phone. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to anyway. I've never been a phone person. But I think part of that is I don't like confrontation. And I think it allows more space for confrontation versus having that buffer of a text or an email. Of course, then you run into your keyboard warriors.
Right.
And then you have that whole,
Different
which still
realm.
has to do with communication, but, obviously their throat chakras.
Well, and I could tell, if I'm on the phone, I can tell a person's mood by the tone of the voice and in the way they use their words and in their communication. This person's having an off day.
Right. Are they holding back? Or are they being forthcoming?
Or a text, you
have no idea.
No, and you read it the way you want to read it.
Yeah, you really do. You really do.
And that's where a lot of problems come in. That's why Facebook, look at how many people take their drama communication to Facebook.
Yeah. And honestly, magical practitioners, now this is my opinion, but I found it to be very, very true. As a magical practitioner, as a witch, you really have to be cautious of what you post on Facebook. Now, if we're being completely honest, when you're posting something, you have a reason behind that post. You are wanting some kind of a response.
Reaction.
And a reaction, okay? But what you need to account for are the negative reactions that maybe you are not anticipating, because we all know as magical practitioners, everything is all about energy, and you do not want to invite all that negativity into your life being directed toward you and sent your way, because energetically, magically speaking, even if you are not one-for-one interacting with this person, maybe they don't leave you a comment, maybe they don't like your post, maybe they leave you no reaction, but they see your post, and that energy, the reaction they have within that they may never share with you, is still energy that is sent out into the universe and directed towards you. And this could be jealousy. This could be thinking like, oh my gosh, that's so stupid. I can't believe that person posted that. You could get a whole plethora of reactions. And you, by posting, especially your dramas or, and sometimes even our wins, right? Like, even sometimes our wins get that negative reaction, but at the same time, right, because of the jealousy. But when you're posting these things, you have got to start being aware of what you are allowing and accepting in from others, as a reaction to what you're doing. Everything, okay, this is another magical principle. Everything is cause and effect. When we are practicing magic, we are trying to create a cause to bring in a desired effect. Okay, now I'm breaking it down, basic magical terms.
Reaction.
Right, action, reaction. We cast spells to get a reaction in our favor. We're manipulating cause and effect. That is the purpose. It's the same thing when you put your energy out, even on social media. You still have the cause and effect energetically out into the universe, out into the cosmos, that has to be dealt with.
And a year later, it'll pop back up as a memory.
And there it is again.
And there it is again.
There it is again.
And you're like, oh my, and that's when the truth, you're like, I really posted that. Why did I post that? And you'll see all these comments and you're like, wow.
And you take that one of two ways. Either it's an awakening for you of, wow, I've really grown and come so far from that place, or it sucks you right back into that drama and trauma place, and you relive it all over again.
Usually when I have something pop up as a memory, I'll go look at the memories and I'll go, yeah, I don't want to keep that as a memory, and I'll delete it.
Good.
So it doesn't show back up as a memory.
Right.
And I mean,
you're ready to let it go and release it.
You have to let it go.
Yeah.
And once you hit that delete button, it's gone. So it can never come back in a year. Because, I mean, I've been on Facebook
2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Well, I had a 10-year memory, and I went, oh my word.
Yeah, it can't haunt you anymore.
Right. And so if you delete it,
And
you're
I tell
done.
you, man, Facebook will just throw some of the craziest stuff at you that you've completely forgotten about from years ago, and you're just like, wow. Now, I know in my crazy time before I really started deeply into my healing journey, I've been on a healing journey for years and years and years, a magical path for, we won't even go into it,
Right.
like 20 years. But, you know, before I really dove in, you know, in the last like 3 years, I went through, you know, I was going through my divorce. I went through Facebook and I deleted everything. Every single post. Everything. I deleted it all.
Memory.
So
of the
I don't have
marriage
those pop-up memories anymore.
That's
because
good.
I literally erased that part.
of your life.
Yeah, because it's like I woke up and I was like, the crap that I do with the last 11 years of my life. Like,
And you erase
reset.
it.
Hard reset. You know, but it was well
Most
worth
people
it.
would have deleted the account and started a new one.
Okay, this is true. That probably would have been the better thing to do. But I also purged and got rid of a lot of friends that weren't really friends and people that I just didn't need in my life anymore.
Right.
You know, and sometimes that's good to do.
Look back and be like, and okay. I'm really bad for maybe having a confrontation with a friend and then we don't talk anymore, but they're still friends on Facebook with me.
We keep up.
No, I don't keep up with them. I'm not going to delete you. You can delete me. Because if I delete you, and this is our brain, the self saying, you're going to run your mouth and say, well, she finally deleted me as a friend. I knew it'd take her this long. So you're going to have to delete me because I'm not going to delete you. Or I need to let that go.
Right, because is that ego?
I think I've always been bad talked about. And I don't understand. Because I'm always there to help people.
Right.
I'm always there to pick you up. But yet, there's these few.
I think it's just, well, you know, it's all a healing process. Like, I know I used to hang around with really low vibrational people.
I care for them.
You and I both have very caring hearts, and we want to, like, help and heal the world. Like, I say that jokingly, but seriously at the same time.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, so especially I feel like in our younger years and in our learning years, we brought ourselves down, and we brought ourselves down to those lower vibrational levels to where maybe we hadn't done all of our own healing, so it felt comfortable to be in a lower vibrational space with people who were not concerned with healing or bettering themselves.
Right.
But that part of us that does care, we still tried to help, and we still tried to do, and we still tried to
Because we
help
know what
these
it feels
people
like.
rise.
Well, I think it's because
Even
we've
unknowingly.
been hurt.
Right.
We've been hurt. We know
Right.
what it is to have the hurt feelings, have the words spoken that hurt our hearts.
Or hurt, you know, fall on hard times.
Right.
You know.
And we don't want to do that
Oh, yeah.
to someone else.
Yeah, no.
And
It's very painful.
I feel like if I go through Facebook and I go defriend, I'm going to get a message. Why did you defriend me? Because it's happened before. I thought we were friends. Why did you defriend me? Well, we haven't talked in 3 years.
Right.
I've reached out 2 or 3 times. You've never messaged me back.
Right.
But I defriend you and you message me.
Right.
Question. And then they don't answer me back.
Right. I think it comes down to, as you are either... Now, people who have been on a spiritual journey, I feel like you guys have probably experienced this, but certain people fall away. As you are raising your vibration,
Yes.
the people around you, their vibrations will either raise with you or they will fall away. And you have to be okay with them falling away. So if you are new to your spiritual journey, you've got to understand that the people that are holding you back from being your highest and best, your true self, they will fall out of your life. They will slowly fall away and sometimes very disruptively leave your life.
But that's because you're improving yourself.
Yes,
You're
and
bringing
you
your
can-
vibration
yeah.
up. And the jealousy that comes in, you think you're better than me.
And it has
Nothing to do with that at all.
It has nothing to do with that.
And you want them to come with you.
Right.
You're hoping your behavior, your lifestyle, your energy rubs off,
right.
what are you doing? You're so much happier.
Mm-hmm.
You're so much calm. What have you done to change your life? Come with me. I'll show you.
Right. And some people are going to be receptive and some people aren't. And the ones that aren't, you just have to, for your own self-love and self-compassion, you have to be willing to let them go their own path, go their own way, and be okay with that. And there was something else I wanted to say about that. Because, I mean, you just have to, let them go. Let them go. I mean, you have to. Okay, and you have to be willing to set those boundaries for yourself. That's what it was. The boundaries. You have to be willing to set those boundaries of knowing when you know. Your instincts, your intuition, your gut tells you, I need to stay away from that person. And if you are holding off from, deleting them because you don't want the confrontation, you have to be willing to stand in your own truth, set that boundary, for your own healthy self, because boundaries are extremely healthy.
Right.
And just do it. Ultimately, if they have an issue, that's their issue.
And honestly, once you have released them out of your life, you're going to probably raise and raise more.
You're going to feel free.
And your vibrations will start going higher and higher. And then new people will enter your life that help you raise your vibration even higher.
That want to support you.
Right.
That want to
and
give you that.
Where have you been my whole life? Why wasn't you my friend 20 years ago?
Oh gosh, I can't.
I clung on to these people because I didn't want to hurt feelings.
Right.
I
hurt my own self trying to preserve other people's feelings.
Right.
And it was to my own detriment.
Right.
I could be so much further along right now if I'd have just followed my gut, followed my instincts, paid attention.
I agree.
Trusted.
I'm 54, and I've gone through a lot of friends, and I can't consider you my friend, but you're my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I have one person, female friend, that we don't talk a lot, but when we talk, we're on the phone. Forever.
And you pick up right where you left off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And she don't bother me, I don't bother her. But when it's like we are excited for each other, we raise each other up.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, I love you, glad you're doing good. If you need help, let me know.
Right. You support each other, uplift each other, encourage.
Right.
And that's the type of friendships that you want. And you are going to find that that's the type of friendships and community that you want around you when you are starting a spiritual path.
Mm-hmm. Even
and the
if
people that don't
spiritual.
do that will start to fade away. And I mean, I know I have so many, I call them heart connections, because I truly love these people in my heart and soul, even though they are just friends, and they're all over from all different areas, and from all different time periods in my life. But I hold on to them and I cherish them, and they are very near and dear to my heart and always will be. And those people I stay connected to.
Right.
Because those are your real friendships,
The lifelong friendships.
Yeah.
And, going back to the throat chakra, because we went kind of left there.
We did, but it's all about communication.
Right. And this is your spiritual truth.
Yes.
The throat is your spiritual truth.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if you can't speak, you shy away from, I'm spiritual, or I'm having an awakening, and you can't put it out, then your throat chakra is closing. It's off balance.
Right. Yeah, because it's not, if it's overactive, yes, you're loud and you want to talk over people. But if it's closed off, you're shy, you're quiet, it's almost like it literally physically hurts you to share your opinion, to share and express yourself, or you don't feel safe expressing and sharing who you really are, or maybe you don't even feel like you know who you truly are, what your truth, what your authenticity really is, and that is a throat chakra imbalance. So when talking about the throat chakra, yes, it is all about communication, but it's also about communication with spirit and the divine.
Yes. And opening up yourself to allowing that to happen.
Yes.
And we had been doing a lot of research, and Whitney had found some breathing techniques
Yes.
to use. And I had also thought, we had a discussion at tea time.
Yes,
outside. That's where our tea time takes place, brainstorming. And, we're here in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Okay, we have clean country air to breathe. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to reach everyone everywhere.
Right. We just want to share.
Just share. Well, let's take a look at polluted cities.
Right.
Who can't get that country air.
Right.
So I started researching non-toxic plants to put in your home, your witch space, or wherever in your home that will give you better oxygen, purify the air, get rid of the molds, the formaldehyde, the benzymes and ammonias, all the toxins that are in your home that we might not could smell,
right,
but they're there. And you've got to clean your air before you do your breathing treatment. What is the point of trying to heal your throat chakra, breathing in the way you should, if you're breathing in polluted air? Get an air purifier in your room, maybe, or where you're going to do your healing.
Right, your sacred space.
Your sacred space. And I mean, I just feel, like I was telling Whitney, you've got California, Chicago, New York, other countries, Vietnam, Korea, Japan, that are so polluted you can't even see the sky.
Right.
And if we get these plants, I'm going to give you a list of plants.
Now, we're saying all this because we want you to be able to improve your oxygen and your breathing, because when you are breathing, your breath is linked to your life force. I mean, if you think about it, you can live so many days without food. You can live so many days without water. You can only live so many minutes without air. So air is, breathing is linked to breathing in your life force. So we want you to realize that while, yes, it's very important to have and try to get clean, fresh air, either through an air purifier or the plants that she's about to mention. But please don't think you can't start doing your healing work until you have these things, because that is not true.
True.
Okay, so don't think, well, I can't do anything until I get... No. You start right where you are with what you have. You start your magic. You start your healing process. You start your journey. Okay, this stuff is to help improve your oxygen and improve the air and support that life force within you. Okay, so it's an enhancer. We just felt it was really important to share this information, but please don't think you can't get started right here, right now, in this moment, just with what you have.
And you don't need every one of these plants.
Right.
I'm giving you options.
Right.
Now, on my list, there's only 2 that's toxic to animals. But these need to be up on a shelf anyway and not on the floor.
Right, not accessible to
right. And
kids
some can grow outside. So, I mean, the aloe vera is toxic and the English ivy is toxic to animals. But the aloe vera has magical properties as well. Mm-hmm. And it is considered the plant of immortality. You can use it for good luck spells, for rituals against mistrust. You want to place it near doors and windows because it attracts prosperity and positive energy into your home. It guards your home and protects and neutralizes negativity while it helps raise vibrations. So aloe vera is a really...
As well as all of its healing properties as well.
A wonderful plant to have.
Yeah.
That would be my number one. And aloe vera isn't that much. Mm-mm. And you don't need a huge plant.
No. And it pretty much takes care of
itself.
itself.
Right.
That is like one of the few plants that I could actually grow, and somebody ran off with it. I miss it.
Okay, English ivy is also toxic, but it helps with the oxygen and fighting off the mold, the formaldehyde, ammonia. Mm-hmm. I did not find any magical properties for the English ivy.
Wow.
Not to mean that they're not out there.
Right. Just in the research
I did not find any.
Okay. Interesting. I think we should make it our mission to find some.
I'm going to do some more.
Yeah.
But the Boston fern, the orchid, the spider plant, and you've got the mother-in-law's tongue / snake plant.
Which is just hilarious.
Yes, I know. But then you've got the bamboo, then the cactus, Christmas cactus, peace lily, and all of these are purifications.
Right,
all these
purify your air.
Right. But the palm, or the bamboo palm, and the snake plant, and the Boston fern, all are spiritual purifiers.
Ooh, okay.
And they attract blessings and good spirits.
Nice.
Yes. So, and all of them absorb, well, the spider plant absorbs odors and puts out, it cleans the air.
Right.
Of the toxin, but onion odor. So you cut an onion, it cuts that onion odor down.
All right.
So I have, let's see, we have the aloe vera, the English ivy, the Boston fern, the spider plant, the mother-in-law tongue or the snake plant, the bamboo palm, cactus, Christmas cactus, peace lily, and orchid. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plants. Options. And
I
of course,
can't keep an orchid alive to save my life.
And also, Google. I'm not saying I have all the answers.
Right.
But Google.
Yeah. Oh, and there's stuff like all over, you guys. I mean, you probably already know this. I mean, you go to Pinterest and you type in plants for your bedroom or plants for your living room or plants for your kitchen. You're going to get all kinds of options, right? And then you can take it a deep dive further and then go look up the magical properties, make sure they're safe for pets and children, right? That kind of thing. But the spider plants,
and add
I
this
really
to
like
your.
those.
Listen, if you are working on a book of shadows or a grimoire, or you're just keeping a journal, this is part of your research to become who you are.
Right. It improves. It helps. Yeah. And putting that plant near you, just that. Yes. Purifying, spiritual uplifting, just having that plant in your presence, in your energy center, in your aura, that plant's going to work with you, just like your crystals.
Right.
And don't forget, you guys, putting crystals in your plants. Wow.
Yes.
That's like a huge, huge booster. Like it's a boost for your crystals. It's a boost for your plant. The two will amplify each other, especially if you're matching the vibrations and the intentions, that's something you want in your space.
Yes, and I agree. But these will help purify your air within your space, so that I'm going to turn it over to Whitney now so she could talk about
the
breathing in the air and the breathing techniques, because I don't think you're going to feel quite as good unless you have purifier or the plants around.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, having really good clean air, that's going to be a booster. It's going to be an enhancer to the techniques that I'm going to share. Now, I wanted to mention a couple other things. There is a thread of thought. Now, I've read this. I've not researched it, but I'm going to share it anyway. You guys can research if you're interested. But there is something to first thing in the morning. That air, as the sun is rising, there's some kind of, again, I'm not a scientist. You guys can look it up. But there's something that has to do with the sun rising and the moisture in the atmosphere mixing with the rising temperature as the sun is rising, it creates really pure, fresh air. So if nothing else, if you can train yourself and your body to get up bright and early with the sun and go out and just do a few breathing exercises or a meditation with that air, that's your opportunity to get the purest amount of air, regardless of where you are. Now, again, if you're in a highly toxic environment, of course, we, encourage you to get yourself out of that situation if you are able to. If you're not able to, we would invite you to do your spa work to change. Remember, you can always, always, always ask for help, assistance, guidance, and do your magic to create change around you. Okay. So back on that train of thought, it's also why the birds are out bright and early chirping. It's that time frame. So when your birds are out and they're singing and they're chirping and they're happy, you notice birds don't do that all day long. They don't do it in the afternoon. You hear some birds here and there, but when you hear that just overwhelming birds singing, they're out there, they are enjoying that fresh oxygen. I'm telling you, there's something to it. So give it a try. If you happen to wake up early, just go outside, take a few deep breaths, and you'll probably see what I'm talking about. You're probably going to feel better if you're not totally exhausted and tired. Okay, so I wanted to mention that. I've mentioned the life force is your breath and breathing in, and that is so important. And when you are working on healing your chakras, so I've got some breathing breath exercises for you to use when you're working on healing your chakras. And even though we're not through all of them yet, this technique does ask you to incorporate all of them, but that's okay. So here's the first one. When you're gonna get comfortable, of course, and we've talked about several times grounding, connecting, centering, and you are already breathing through those processes, and you're feeling those energy shifts in your body. You're feeling your body relax and that pulling sensation as you ground, and you breathe into that, and then you feel yourself connect and you breathe into that. So you're already doing breath work when you are doing that process. And we are going to go back and do like a dedicated podcast on that and dive deeper into it. But so you're already doing your breath work there. So this is very similar to that. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix visualization with your breath work. Okay. So when you breathe in, and you want to take slow, deep breaths. So you're going to breathe in, and as you are breathing in and inhaling, you're going to envision pulling that life force energy down through your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, into your throat chakra. And you are breathing in that life force cosmic energy. Okay? And you're going to breathe that in, hold for, a few counts. And then as you are releasing and exhaling slowly, you're going to visualize that energy releasing down through your chakras, out your root, out the base of your spine, and doing these breathing exercises after you've already grounded, connected, centered is really, the place to do this kind of work, because then you can release all of what doesn't serve down with that breath through and into the ground, and let the ground absorb and take that from you. Okay, so you can do that for a few times, and that's just going to lift your vibration. It's going to open you up to divine connection, because you're pulling that energy in and you're running it through your whole system. Okay, so that's one breath work you can do. Now, when you're working on healing your chakras, what you can do is basically do that same process, but when you're working on healing a trauma or a stuck energy in a chakra, or if you're just wanting to heal and align and balance a chakra, you're going to do that same process, but when you inhale, you're going to breathe light and love energy into the energy center in which you're working with, into the chakra that you are working with. So you are actually breathing in life force energy, concentrating it in that chakra, and then as you are exhaling and releasing, you're going to release it down through your grounding cord and let the earth take it and absorb it, because from there the earth will take it and transmute it. It will do with it what it needs to. That's what the earth does, but it is leaving you, and then the earth is doing its job. So after you breathe in, and we really encourage anytime, and you've heard us talk about this, I know, but anytime you're going to do chakra healing, you want to be grounded, you want to be centered, you want to bring in that love energy of the divine and of self-love, and you start in that heart center, right? So like when you're grounding, connecting, the centering is in that heart space, because you are bringing together the divine and your own self-love, and you're accepting that love in, and that's from which you do the healing. So once you've done that, then you can go in and breathe that energy into the particular chakras, into the particular traumas that you're working on healing and releasing, and then make sure you are releasing it down through your roots, down into the ground. Okay, so you can do that with any chakra as you're working, and that will help heal, push the energy through, bring more life force energy into areas that you are stuck, to get it moving and pass through. You can also do this practice if you're experiencing pain in your body. So again, ground, center, connect, and then focus on the area in which you hurt. Breathe in slowly the life force energy. Direct it in the center of your pain, and let yourself be guided, right? Because you're already connected, right? And feel and see that life force energy going to that center of your pain and healing it, and then releasing the pain down through the earth and letting it go. So if you're having physical pain and not just working on your chakras or emotional traumas, you can use it for that as well. Okay, and then another exercise I wanted to share with you guys. This is like a daily breath work that you can do. It doesn't have to take a long time. You can add it into a part of your meditation practice. And this is part of like your daily connecting, revamp, like getting yourself supercharged for the day. And this can be used to balance and align your chakras all in one go.
What about the stone we were talking about to help heal all those chakras?
Align the chakras. Okay.
Maybe if they hold that while they're doing their breathing. I know we talk about stones associated with the throat chakra. Yeah. But in our research, we had found that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so blue kyanite is one of my favorite stones. We have several pieces. Personally, I liked the tumbled piece. I carry a tumbled piece. But the raw kyanite is good as well. It doesn't really matter if it's tumbled or raw. It does the same thing. But blue kyanite aligns your chakras, all of your chakras, and it's associated with all of your chakras. So if you are wanting to work on healing and aligning, balancing, and you don't want to have to purchase all the different stones for all the different chakras, you can get that one piece of blue kyanite, and it will help align, balance, clear, heal every single chakra, all in that one stone.
And they can hold that while they're doing their breathing.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that would help. I just dropped in.
Yeah.
That would work really well.
Yeah.
With being able to focus more.
Right. Absolutely. It's going to enhance.
Right.
Enhance.
And I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I just wanted.
Yeah,
that was
right.
dropped in.
Thank you.
Let's mention.
We did talk about it, but
yes.
You're right. That's a good place to mention it.
Continue.
Okay, so your daily breath work, you want to, again, ground, center, connect. You breathe in that life force energy from the top through your crown chakra, and you release it down to the ground. Do this for just 2 or 3 breaths. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's just pulling in that cosmic energy from above, okay? Then you're going to reverse, and you are going to breathe in and pull up grounding earth energy as you inhale, and bring the earth energy up, and as you exhale, release through the top of your head. And you do this for 2 or 3 breaths. So at this point, you've pulled in cosmic energy, you've pulled in earthing energy. Okay, and this is where we find the balance. This is where you get the balancing of your chakras and your energy, because you have to have both pieces. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do is after you do those 2, you're going to breathe in, and you are going to envision pulling in the cosmic energy from above and the grounding energy from below at the same time, and see those merging in your heart center as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to let it leave through that same heart center, so that you are releasing anything left that needs to be cleared out. Okay?
I can see that. Yeah.
So you do that for 2 to 3 breaths. Okay? And then the final piece is you're going to breathe in, and you're going to pull in, just like the last one, from above and below. But this time you want to see not just meeting in the heart center, but going all the way through, so that you have one whole side of your body filled up to the top with earth energy, and the other side filled from the top all the way down with cosmic energy. And then you just envision, as you are exhaling, those energies swirling within you and cleaning out in balance, working together every part of your body. And then you release, as they're swirling and they're cleaning and you're exhaling, you let it again go through your center, and you release out any last, anything that needs to be cleaned out and cleared out. But what you're doing is you are running through your entire system the earthing and the cosmic energy, and it cleans out everything, even the little chakra portals in your feet and hands, right? You're cleaning all your body, all of it, with cosmic and earthing energy. And then the final thing, you do that for 2 to 3 breaths. And then the final piece is just pulling in as much life force energy from all around you, inhaling, holding for a count or 2, and then releasing. But this time, right, we've already cleared and cleaned. So this time we're projecting. So you're going to do a breath full of life force energy, and you're going to release through your solar plexus, your confidence and your strength. And then you're going to do it again. Breathe in both energies, and then you're going to release through your heart center, your love, your self-love, and your compassion for others, and your divine love. And let that expand around you. And then the last one you're going to do is breathe in those same energies and exhale through your throat chakra. And you are projecting with the intention of being able to clearly communicate your truth and authenticity. And that will help clear and cleanse and open up that throat chakra. But if you can just run through this exercise, even if you're just doing it while you're in the shower or while you're getting ready, that's going to prep the way for your whole day. And the energy that you are putting out and projecting into the world, and how you are presenting yourself. You are strength, you are confidence, you are love, you are self-love, and you can clearly communicate from your true and authentic self.
And that raises your vibration.
Yes, absolutely.
And people feel the vibrations coming off of you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then they're like, wow, they're having a good day. It raises theirs without them even being aware of it.
Right.
So not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping others.
Right. And it creates that positive field of energy around you, which is also magnetic energy for more good.
Right. I agree. So do those throat breathing exercises. Get you some house plants that produce some oxygen that will give you better oxygen purified in your home.
Yeah.
Your throat chakra is communication. And, we have some essential oils for aromatherapy. You got your peppermint, your geranium, eucalyptus, lime, cypress, wintergreen, and laurel.
Did you say peppermint?
Peppermint.
Okay. All right.
Your stones are the... I'm sorry, I got to bring my glasses down.
You've got blue lace agate, blue calcite, turquoise, fill in my gaps here.
Blue topaz.
Blue topaz.
Larimar.
Oh, yeah, Larimar.
Aquamarine.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazonite.
Yes.
Foods, okay, are all going to be blue.
Yeah.
Like your blueberries, your eggplants, blackberries, purple cabbage, plums, dragon fruit. But I think once you're working on, I keep bringing up, look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a look in the mirror moments.
Yeah.
Look yourself dead in the eye. I hear and speak the truth.
Yes.
I am open and honest in all my communications. I am expressing myself with clear intent.
Yes. That's a good one.
I live an authentic life.
Yes. Affirm that every day. Ooh.
And what I have to say is so valuable to others.
Yeah.
Whether you think, and I've been bad to say, they're just talking out their ass because their mouth knows better. We've all, really. Where eventually you're like, yeah, they were kind of right about that. So don't judge somebody by the words they use. Actually listen, take a moment, and be like, well,
Well, it's that listening piece.
The listening piece, which is connected to the throat.
Right. And the more you make it a practice to listen to what is going on around you and to what people are saying, okay, the more you practice not so much speaking, but the listening, right? You begin to connect with people in a different way. You become better at discerning what is truth from non-truth. You become better at feeling the energies and also the motives behind what is being spoken.
And not letting those affect you.
Right, because you can start looking at it objectively. Oh, you guys, I need to tell you this. Oh, this was awesome for me. Okay, so years ago, I struggled with communication and communication with authority. And I also had a really hard time taking criticism from people. I mean, I was really young. I was like early 20s. And I had a hard time taking criticism from people, especially people that I did not vibe with their energy. So I found this technique in a book. I think the book was, oh gosh, I let somebody borrow it recently, and I want to say Extraordinary Psychic or something like that. Gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. I'll try to find it. Anyway, so what you do is when you have to engage with people and communicate with people that you prefer not to, or when you are so we were in like this business meeting and I knew I was going to be attacked. You know.
Yes.
So I put up this pentagram. I put this energy shield around me, and I put a pentagram up in front of me. And
Visualize.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I asked that all communications being directed towards me be filtered through this pentagram so that I could know and hear the truth of what these people were saying. Okay, so I had this up, and this thing has served me so well since I started using it, but this is the best example I have. And this woman, she was, much older than me, and she started attacking me. And I was not expecting this because we did not work closely together. We worked in totally separate departments. Mm-hmm. So why she zoomed in and pinpointed me to make her scapegoat, I have no idea. Mm-hmm. But she was telling the owner that, I was the reason for all these things. And she looked at me and she'd say, it's not personal. And I'm like, well, it certainly sounds personal. But because I had that pentagram up and I let everything she was saying be filtered through that before it hit me. It removed all the emotion. It removed all triggers. And I was totally unaffected by her words. And I knew her ass was on the line and she was trying to deflect to me.
Right.
But yet I was totally unopinionated, unattached, and unemotional about it. It was just simply the truth of the situation that I was actually receiving. And as I sat in total peace, despite the things being said about me, the fact that I had absolutely no response, the owner picked up on that. And when everybody was leaving, you know, she said to me, "Can you stay behind so we can speak?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I kept that pentagram up. And she said, "I just want you to know, I didn't believe a word of what she was saying." She said, "And I could tell you didn't believe it either." And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't. And I'm glad that you were able to realize that too. But that's, you know, it's like I put that up to shield myself, but it also kind of put something around her so that the dishonesty that she was speaking didn't affect others either.
And that's great.
It didn't go through.
Right.
So you guys can try that. If you have to be in a situation where you have to communicate with people, you know, and it could get potentially emotional, as a way to protect yourself, visualize just in front of you this giant pentagram through which everything is filtered before it touches you. And that was really, really, really huge for me in dealing with communications and learning how to receive and listen and know the truth of what was actually being spoken. Oh, and the other thing I want to mention about listening, the more you practice listening, the more you'll hear the divine guidance as well. And you'll hear the divine speaking to you. So there's that piece also. And there was one other piece I wanted to add about the divine and the communication piece there. Did you have anything else to add?
Well, I think once you clear your chakra, the divine is going to show you.
Right. Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, so with the throat chakra, and if you have traumas there, if you have issues with that, make sure that you are going back and looking for places where you were told your voice didn't matter, your opinion didn't matter, or
shut your mouth.
You were told to stop talking or shut up or
Children
go away.
are to be seen, not heard.
Right. Anytime where you were told your opinion isn't valued or your opinion doesn't matter, those are the trauma pieces that your throat chakra took that hit and you shut down. You want to go back into those areas. And also maybe your throat chakra didn't shut down. Maybe that's what caused it to be overactive because you were pushing so hard to be heard. So it could go either way. But you want to find those pieces where you were told your voice, your opinion, your truth, you know.
I agree with that, but also I have found that I have run into people, you're a liar. Those that say you're a liar, when you know you're speaking the truth. And they try to turn the truth into a lie, well, that hurts.
Okay.
So that could damage the throat. And then, of course, I have an ex-friend, I will say. Everybody was a liar, and I caught up on it, because when you're around a friend quite a bit,
right,
you catch up on their habits. You're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. I mean, everyone was a liar. And when I turned it on her, she had said something. I said, "You're a liar." "No, I'm not." "So everybody else is a liar but you?"
Right.
Let's take a look here.
Right.
And then I started I said, quit calling people liars.
Right.
And she didn't do it as much. She still did it, but not as often as she was, especially if I was around.
Right.
Because I'd be like, "What?"
Right. Right.
Nothing. So think of the words you've used.
Right.
Also.
Well, and the words you've used to defend yourself even.
Right. As I said, you're a liar, or somebody said that to you. Have you said that to someone?
Healing those areas.
Yes. And I don't know why "you're a liar" dropped in, but you're communicating, and then someone has said, shut your throat, shut your voice.
Right.
Nothing you say is beneficial or true.
Right. Well, another part to mention too is when we are doing spell work, we speak our intention.
Yes.
We speak our spell work. We speak the chants. We speak the charms. So you need to make sure that what you are communicating, your throat chakra is healed and aligned so that you are accurately communicating when doing this spell work and pushing it out into the universe so that, you are clear, concise, heard, understood, and you can feel really good and clear about what you are asking for before you speak it, because your words have power. Your words manifest.
Yes, they do.
Your words are magic. They are powerful. Even if you are not intending to use them in a magical setting, they still hold power. So even just the stuff you say to yourself. For example, when people say, when it rains, it pours, you're cursing yourself. You're cursing yourself with more negativity and inviting
Everything
that
happens
in.
in 3. Everything happens in 3.
Right. You're asking for more bad. You've
Right.
really got to start paying attention to the words you use. And, if you can take a practice in not just listening, but filtering and paying attention to your words and making it a practice to speak less. So that when you speak, your words hold power. Your words hold meaning. You think about the most wise people. You think about the sages and the crones. They don't speak. They sit. They observe. They listen. But when they open their mouths, everybody pays attention.
Very wise.
Because they value what they have to say, because they don't say much very often, but they know what they're talking about. So if you want to reach that level of authority in your own life with the people around you, and magically, you have to really start paying attention to your words, and you have to start listening, and you have to start discerning, is what I'm saying of value? Is what I'm saying, what is the effect? Because what you are saying is the cause. So be very mindful of the effect of the cause before you spit those words out. That is a powerful magical place. When you don't have verbal diarrhea, I know you meet those people that they just can't stop talking and they just spew out constantly verbal diarrhea, and you're just like, okay, I got to get away from this person because they won't shut up, right?
And jump from subject to subject that mean nothing.
Exactly. So, it's just being very, very aware, and that all comes with healing that throat chakra. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is another affirmation, and it is, my life is a reflection of my inner world. Okay? Really sit with that, because if your inner world is chaos, that's what you're going to see around you. If your inner world is peace, that's what you're going to see around you. Okay? If your inner world is joy and abundance and happiness, that's what you're going to manifest around you. It all starts within. You are the cause of your own effect. All right, you guys, that was a lot.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time when we work on the third eye. Get ready, you guys.
Bye for now.
Bye.